Welcome back to Bitcoin Ratchi, the only place where we're stacking freedom one sat at a time and sipping fiat tears like a pre-workout. If you're new here, this is where we talk about Bitcoin, markets, memes, and how to retire before your knees give out, or before the Fed rug pulls your entire financial future. And today's question is huge. How much Bitcoin do you really need to retire 10 years from today? Not retire broke, not retire and still drive Uber. I'm talking about real freedom. No bosses, no rent, anxiety, no begging the government to stop printing your time away. Because let's be honest, the retirement dream is currently broken for most people. You're working harder, you're saving more, but it's never enough. The dollar is inflating, the system is decaying, and even if you hit $1 million, it's still not buy you the future that you were promised. But what if you've been asking the wrong questions? Instead of asking, how much money do I need to retire? You should be asking, how much Bitcoin? Because 10 years from now, one asset could give you 20 years, maybe a lifetime of sovereignty. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about opting out. It's about retiring sovereign. So stick around to the end where I'm gonna break down my plan for the amount of Bitcoin I'm looking to stack, as well as how much I'm DCAing weekly to achieve this. Let's break it down. All right, so the average American has less than $90,000 saved for retirement. But experts say you'll need at least $1.5 to $2 million just to live modestly for 20 years. Why? Because inflation eats your money. Markets are shaky. And the system was really never designed to set you free. So even if you do everything right, like your boomer parents taught you, save, invest in index funds, follow the rules, you're still playing a rigged game. But what if you priced your retirement in Bitcoin, not in dollars? Let's do some math. Now, if you want to retire in 10 years and live on $60,000 per year for 20 years, that's $1.2 million. Now, let's add 30% for inflation and margin of error, and you're looking at about $1.56 million in future value. If you're more frugal and aim for $30,000, you still need $780K. And if you want to live lavishly at $120K per year, well, that's $3.12 million. So that's the fiat math. Now let's translate that into Bitcoin. Let's assume Bitcoin continues to grow 25% per year, but not in a straight line, of course. We're talking real cycles, some up 60%, some down 40%. With that kind of volatility and 10 years of consistent weekly stacking, you'll actually be able to accumulate more BTC during dip periods. So here's the question. Assuming Bitcoin grows steadily from 118K today to around 1.1 million in 10 years, your average price while DCAing will likely land between 200 to 350 per coin, all depending on the volatility and if that 1.1 is a blow off top closer to the end of the 10 years or kind of a steady climb up. So based on our earlier assumptions, for a lean retirement or 780K, you'll need around 0.75 BTC. For a comfortable life or $1.56 million, you're gonna need around 1.5 BTC. And for full-blown freedom or $3.12 million, you're gonna need about 3 BTC. So let's figure out how to stack that together. I ran the numbers, I used a simulated BTC price path. I started at $118,000 today, growing 25% annually on average, but with major drawdowns baked in. Here's what the DCA math looks like in a realistic, volatile market. To reach 0.75 BTC, you're gonna need to stack about $200 per week for 10 years. For 1.5 BTC, it's gonna be about $400 a week for 10 years. And for 3 BTC, you're looking at about $800 a week for 10 years. Now, I know not everyone has the capacity to drop that kind of change on a weekly basis. If you're younger, you can broaden your time horizon to 20 or 30 years and lower your investment per week. Or if you're older and you already have other investments you could sell and convert, you can front load a big portion of your buys right now while Bitcoin is much cheaper. The point is, with time and consistency, you can DCA your way to freedom. Now, if you're thinking long term, you really don't need to time the market. You don't need to be a trader. You just need to show up and stack week after week. Now here's the real kicker. If your Bitcoin keeps appreciating during retirement, you may never run out. Let's say that you retire with 1.5 BTC. You sell just 0.05 BTC per year, but Bitcoin keeps growing 20 to 25% annually. You could fund 20 plus years and still leave behind more fiat denominated value for your BTC than you started with. That's not a drawdown portfolio, that's a regenerative endowment. Bitcoin doesn't just give you retirement, it gives you compounding sovereignty. But all of this will be for nothing if you don't protect the stack. If your Bitcoin is on an exchange, it's not really yours. If you don't hold the keys, you don't own the asset. So get a hardware wallet, back up your seed, write it down, store it well, and plan for inheritance. This is not just for you, it's for your kids, it's for your family, it's for your partner, and it's for your legacy. And once your stack is protected, you might not even need to sell it at all, because Bitcoin is becoming the best collateral in the world. You're going to be able to borrow against it, take out low interest loans, live off dollars while your Bitcoin keeps compounding. This is how the wealthy operate. They don't sell assets, they borrow against them, and now you can do the same too. So what's my plan? I'm stacking to reach at least 10 BTC. I know, quite ambitious, but reach for the stars, am I right? As far as my DCA plan, I'm stacking hourly. I have a DCA set up with River to stack $8 of Bitcoin every single hour. And as I do this, I have 0 fees on my purchases. Where if you DCA on other exchanges, you're gonna get hit with a 0.5 to 1% fee on every single buy. I'm also smash buying. Every extra bonus or income that I get, it's going to BTC. Now what do I do with this? I'm also sending these purchases to a hardware wallet weekly to ensure that I'm holding all my Bitcoin in cold storage. Now, I have links in the description below for both of these, both for River and both for hardware wallets, in case you're interested in picking up some free Bitcoin as you sign up. But enough about my shilling and my plan and my referral links. You've probably heard enough. If this has helped shift your mindset at all, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks their 401k is going to save them. Stack wisely, stack often, and I'll see you on the other side. Ratchi out.